You know, sunshine when she's gone, it's gone too long. What's up, people? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host, Jan. What's going on, people? Have we all moved on from the disappointing performance / defeat against Man City at home? I'm getting there. I hope you are too, dear viewer. Or you might be a neutral who just really doesn't care and you're here for the content. That would be nice. If I have some neutrals that just like to hang out and listen to me talk about Chelsea. Hey, you don't have to support Chelsea to enjoy this confidence. this content. Anyway, welcome back. This is a Chelsea news video of sorts where I do want to talk about a sensational player on Chelsea's books. But I'm also going to build a lineup for the big box office Champions League game against Juventus. And, excuse me, full disclosure, disclaimer, getting it in now, I've not watched the press conference. I'm sorry, alright? Okay, I'm sorry. There might be several important injuries that affect my predicted lineup. But whatever, this is where we're at. I've got the morning free, I want to make content for you guys. So this is what we're doing. Anyway, thank you for hanging out today for this video. Consider dropping a like. See if we can get a bunch of likes. It always helps on the video. You are, of course, welcome to subscribe. And if you want scintillating nudes, go follow me on Instagram. At Football Yannick. Alright then. What a bit West Country there. Here we go. We're talking about Conor Gallagher. Of course. What a player he is. A midfielder. Fantastic hair. On loan at Crystal Palace, a club where we've sent midfielders before, like Ruben Loftus-Cheek, who had a good loan at Palace. People forget. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, of course, a player doing incredibly well in the Chelsea team at the moment. Conor Gallagher, a little bit younger. I think he's about the same age as Mason Mount. We were referencing an article here from the Metro, written by Phil Hay. Hey, Phil. Arsenal legend. Thierry Henry, PURRS over Crystal Palace star Conor Gallagher. He has been sensational for Crystal Palace. Before we read this together, you and me, mate, he is, or has been, performing at, I guess, what you'd deem the highest level for Palace. I think he's top for all their stats. One of those little graphics came up on Sky Sports and Monday Night Football going first, making him look really good. So, yeah, we're going to read about the young man today. What's wrong with my ruddy computer? Let me just quickly rearrange this. Okay, I'm not doing this right. Arsenal legend Thierry Henry loved everything. The Metro is riddled with ads, man. About Conor Gallagher's performance at Crystal Palace when they drew 1-1 with Brighton. Of course, a inverted commas derby between. It's like a flying bird derby. Seagulls versus Eagles. I think the Eagles would win that battle. On Monday night, describing the Chelsea loanees' display as, quote, outstanding. The 21-year-old has been thoroughly impressive on loan with the Eagles so far this season, scoring twice in the Premier League, and he was important for them again on Selhurst Park. Not just scoring those 2 goals. I think he might have assists. I think he's won a couple of penalties now. The man is all over the gaff. The midfielder won the penalty, which saw Wilfried Zaha open scoring with Palace, looking to set the game before Neil Maupay equaliser. It's not just in stoppage time, it was like the final kick of the game, dinks the keeper, lovely scenes. As a neutral, of course, for was very exciting. Despite the disappointment of dropping 2 points for Palace, their young midfielder caught the eye of Thierry Henry Vavavoom, who was full of praise for the man who will be hoping to shine for Chelsea in the future. Yes, I hope he shines for Chelsea. And nobody else. Asked what he liked about Gallagher's performance, Henry told Sky Sports, quote, everything. The way he puts the pressure, the way he makes the team play, he makes the box. He's an eye for goal. At the minute, he's way... Okay, I'm not going to do a French accent. Because I can do a French accent. But oddly, not Thierry Henry's French accent. If I was just to do a French accent, it would be like, he has a very good eye for goal at the minute. He's way higher than we used to play for West Brom or for Chelsea. I think he's a player that loves to be unleashed. When you've got hair like that, of course you want to be unleashed because he's worth it. So let him go. Let him go. If you love him, let him go. And put the pressure Let him go and play. Let him go and tackle. I thought he was outstanding. Look, man. He is amazing. We don't need to hear Thierry Henry talk about Conor Gallagher to know what a baller this young man is. Of course, he had good loans with West Brom, and before that, it was at Swansea and Charlton. Really highly rated. He is generally like an attacking midfielder, number 10, and you can see that in how he plays and how he just tries. He's got explosive movement towards the goal. Very tenacious in the final third. But because he is a midfielder who knows how to do all midfield things, like he can tackle and he can protect the ball and hold up the ball in lower positions to relieve pressure and pass out, to the point where Thomas Tuchel played him as a double six in pre-season. He wasn't playing him in the front three. He's playing him in a double six. And of course, Palace are playing him in midfield as well. So he's a number 10 with great technical ability that you can utilise them further back. Do you know what I mean? It's like when a player's so good at their position, they're so good at other positions, they're just naturally, so you can play them where you need them to play. It's always like David Alaba. He's like a left-back, centre-back CDM that played like a cam for his country just because he's one of the better players. If you need him to fill a hole, good players, they can do it. I wanted to talk about him because he genuinely is one that seemingly now has to make it. He's doing a Mason Mount in terms of his loans, maybe more so because he's doing a lot of Premier League loans now. He looks so ready for this level. I think he could really well. I'm assuming he retains tactical instruction well. I don't know if he can to like the Mason Mount level, because that's what makes Mason Mount like indispensable to the top tier coaches, is because he just soaks in, a lot of information and doesn't let go. Obviously Gallagher's got the ability, but we have to see the rest. We're cooking, man. We've got Ruben Loftus-Cheek back in the fold. We've got Billy Gilmour that we will never and we must never forget about Billy Gilmour, because he's just top tier. Yes, we've sent him to his doom to Norwich, and I have no idea why we've done that. It's really frustrating in hindsight. It's because, I'll tell you why we've done it, because Daniel Farke's Tuchel's mate, and they, in theory, play similar football. But it doesn't seem like a good move. But Gilmour just won. He won Man of the Match on his Premier League debut, on his FA Cup debut, on his Champions League debut, on his international debut, and loads of Man of the Matches in between. So this guy just can't stop. He's special. We can't forget about him. Ethan Ampadu, there was a while when people were just absolutely waxing lyrical about Ethan Ampadu, who made his debut for Venezia FC in the Serie A yesterday. I don't know how well he's done. I'm going to reserve opinion until I've seen him there, because we sent him to Sheffield, which is a horrible loan. We sent him to Leipzig, which ultimately was a horrible loan. So let's just see what happens in Serie A. He's getting a wealth of experience, but again, an amazing player, Ethan Ampadu. And then we've obviously got the elite midfielders in town in the midfield currently under Thomas Tuchel. So theoretically, Chelsea should not have to buy midfielders for another 1,000 years. My maths makes it. I do want to build a lineup. Excuse me, for this Champions League game. So it's a good opportunity here for me to remind you all that I've not watched the presser, because I probably won't get the opportunity to do a video later, and I wanted to do it now. I'm going to assume Christian Pulisic still out, and, spoiler, I'm going to assume Mason Mount's available. Let's look at this reminder of this lineup that I got to bang on, except for Christensen and Silva, although Silva came on, for the last game that we lost. So, you might be thinking, I hope Yannick gets this one wrong, so we don't lose. I'm projecting thoughts in Thomas Tuchel's head. I don't think we're going to play this formation, so let's reset, and let's change to the formation that we know we're going to play. We already hope we're going to play 3-4-2-1, even though it looks about 3-4-3. We can all assume, after sensational performances and form, Edouard Mendy will be in goal. Now this is going to be tricky, because Reece James has got that bad injury. So, it's a big game. I actually think Chalobah, we're going to be playing a silver card, which is mental in the Champions League. I think that. And I think Azpilicueta is going to come back in to right wing back. I'd be very, very shocked to see Callum Hudson-Odoi start right wing back, so I do think it will be this. You could argue Chalobah wouldn't start, and it will be a back three of Christensen on the right, Thiago Silva down the middle, and Rudiger on the left. One thing we can all bet your bottom dollar that Rudiger is going to play left centre mid. And then in the middle, so if it, you could have both Thiago Silva and Christensen play in the middle and on the right, but Thiago Silva came off the bench and should be more rested, even at his old age. And this is what he's in the business for. Elite games. Now let's do left mid. This is difficult, left wing back, because Alonso has been good until he wasn't good. He was really bad against City. You could argue Chilwell will take his place this season. He will at one point. He just will at one point. Is that now? I don't know. I don't think he was great in the Cup. He missed his penalty, which isn't good for his confidence. Alonso was bad, but I think he's an opportunity to be better against Juventus. I just think he's going to go with Alonso again, because it's that kind of game. I just think he will. I'm not saying it's right, but I just think he will. Right, the two midfield. I think he's going to not start Kante and bring Kante off the bench. I think so. Yeah, I think Jorginho starts. He's so good in European football. He can just boss games. And I think he'll probably do that here today. And I think with that reborn this season, obviously, despite a poor performance at home. Oh, Kovacic. Jovic in midfield. I think that's probably fair. One thing we can expect. Raring to go. As per Big Rom up top. Fingers crossed. I've already given you the spoiler. I want my boy to be fit and ready to go. Mason Mount, really important for the counter press, turning over possession in the final third for Thomas Tuchel's Chelsea's football. And he is... you could play Ziyech in the Champions League. He plays well. I don't think he's going to turn to Callum Hudson-Odoi. I don't think Pulisic's ready to go yet. So, he is the best on earth. The silky German is just what we need. And he won Chelsea the Champions League. How about that? My lineup for Juventus. I've showed you my working. The reasons why I've selected these players. Edouard Mendy in goal. Rudiger left centre-back because we've got no one else. Oh, please, sign the contract. Thiago Silva down the middle, although it could be Andreas Christensen, but I think Silva in this game will play. Trevor Chalobah, again, it could be him or Christensen. I do think Cesar Azpilicueta is going to play right wing-back. I do think Alonso is going to play left wing-back, despite performances slipping, and despite me thinking that Chilwell will eventually take his place. Jovic in midfield, of course Lukaku up front, hopefully Mount being fit comes in, and Kai Havertz being that other link man behind Rom. I think that ultimately is desired effect for the final front three, or the best, most favoured front three. That's what I think. Guys, what do you think? Comment down below, let me know your thoughts, feelings and opinions on my lineup. Drop a like if you agree, and hey, drop a like if you disagree. Let's get some interactions on. I'm going to wind it down here. I will, of course, do a match review immediately after the match, late tomorrow evening. So keep it locked to Football Therapy with that bell notifications icon turned on, dear viewer. It's been fun hanging out with you today. I'll see you soon. Enjoy the football. Peace!